Cnbc TV 18, celebrating 15 years of lead.
All right, so let's welcome our experts on the show. We have Hemant Kapadia of KR Choksi Securities who will be joining in to answer all our stock queries. And Hemant Rustagi of Wiseinvest Advisors is our personal finance expert this afternoon. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Thanks very much for joining in. Let's get started. We have a first caller on the line with us already. Nayan Jyoti Deka has called in from Guwahati. Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, good afternoon. How can we help you?
मैडम मैंने पीकअप ऑफ डिफेंस के 500 शेयर 79.20 में लिया था।
ठीक है।
तो अभी तो उसका बहुत कम में हो, अभी तो बहुत डाउन में है वो। तो क्या मैं इसे 3 to 6 months तक करीबन रख सकता हूँ?
ठीक है। आप नॉर्मली मतलब इसी टाइम फ्रेम में इन्वेस्टमेंट करते हैं 3 to 6 months। अगर आपको लंबे अर्जी के लिए रखना पड़े तो आप रख सकते हैं?
मैक्सिमम 1 year.
Okay. Okay, so the news today on PPAV is that perhaps the much delayed CDR could finally go through today. So let's see how things will shape up over there. That's a story that we're closely tracking. But Hemant, technically, what's the call on PPAV defense? He says he can hold on to it for 3 to 6 months, but in the worst case scenario, even 1 year is possible for him.
Very good afternoon to you, Sumera. I think stock doesn't look very good. We've been down for 6 weeks in a row. Having said that, we are close to support levels. Stock is oversold. Downside does appear limited, and we're setting the stage for a recovery, not a rally. So the recommendation would be a hold with a stop loss of 52 and a target of 66 in the next 6 to 8 weeks. If it sustains above 66, I think then we can upgrade the target to 74 and maybe 79. But its cost seems far away as of now.
Okay, well, we went to levels of around 8402, 8403 at this point in time for the Nifty. We've recovered back to 84009 or 10, but it seems as though it's definitely going to be testing that level by the way the fabric of the market is looking at this point in time. But let's get in another caller then. We have Harsh Shah who calls in from Ahmedabad and he has a personal finance query. Harsh, go ahead.
Good afternoon, madam. Madam, my name is Harsh Shah. I'm calling from Ahmedabad. Actually, I wish to invest in an international fund and one a gold fund. My horizon is long term, 10 to 15 years. I wish to go through SIP route. So please guide me. I choose at least one fund, that is the Franklin US Federal Opportunities Fund and Reliance Gold Saving Fund. So is it a proper fund or can you help me on the same? Is it a wise idea to invest in this particular fund or not, ma'am?
Okay. Hemant, I'm going to toss this over to you if you have any questions if you want to ask Harsh.
No, I think the information that he has already given, he said that he is already investing in 5 equity funds already, and he wants to add these 2 funds. Considering the fact that he already has 5 funds in the portfolio, I think he needs to reconsider his decision to add more funds in the portfolio. Well, it's true that when you add an international fund, it can be a great thing from diversification point of view, and when you add a gold fund, it's again great from asset allocation point of view. I think the point to remember is that these are not the kind of fund that you should be adding to your portfolio right at the beginning of your investment process. I mean, another important thing is that when you have too many funds, it actually causes over diversification in portfolio, and that impacts your long-term performance. So my view, my advice to him would be that since he has a time horizon of 15 years and he can invest through SIP, which is the best way of investing in equity fund, he should focus on well-diversified equity fund that invests in domestic equities. And he should have a relook at his existing portfolio. And if the quality of fund is good and he has a well-balanced portfolio in terms of exposure to different market segments like large cap, mid cap and small cap, I think he should stick to those 5 funds and also invest the fresh money into those funds. He can look at these funds once he has built a reasonable size of portfolio, and I think that will be better for him.
And Harsh, I hope that answers your query, but we need to focus once again on the market because the Nifty is inching closer. Also, just get Hemant in on this. Hemant, what are the levels that you're looking at for the Nifty now and for expiry itself? And if we go below 8,400, what levels would open up immediately?
Okay, and I think we've lost a wicket, Sumera.
As if it wasn't bad enough.
That's 76 for 1, our first wicket which has come through. I don't know who's actually got out at this point in time, but I do know that it was a catch which was taken But nonetheless, Shikhar Dhawan has gotten out, so that's our first wicket which has gone through. Hopefully, the rest of them will suffice.
All right, so yeah, Hemant, it's bad on the pitch as well. I mean, not bad on the pitch, whatever. There are disappointments there, but what levels would you be looking at now?
Yes, Samara. Yes, it is looking bad in the sense, okay, now we're already past that today, but 8448 in the Nifty spot was a rather important level which should have held. It was also almost an intermediate bottom, Sumera. Now that is gone. So the next level we are looking at is at around 8350. Between this 8100 to 8400, there's a whole congestion area. Multiple support levels. There's something at 8350. There's something at 8288. So, but 8350, the only fear is the rollovers are not good enough, Sumera, and one would have expected some VWAP selling at 3 o'clock. But if we are already here at this point, I think the selling might increase a bit more after 3 o'clock. So that's the worrying factor.
Yes, and what would a close below 8400 mean?
Ekta, from that point of view, this correction was overdue, needed. Technically, it doesn't mean much. Only thing we'll have to wait for stability to decide how much more it's going to go down and where we see respite coming in. If you look at the monthly charts, nothing has changed. But yeah, near-term levels have gone for a toss. I think it will take some time to recover from here. And the first indication of a positivity in terms of Nifty spot levels, 8448 and then 8530. These two levels need to get taken out to confirm that the recovery is on. As of now, we're looking for a semblance of stability as to where this whole down move stops.
Okay. All right, Hemant, just hold that thought. We have a quick word coming in on the technicals also of the market. Welcome back. 8411 currently for the Nifty. Let's get to another caller that we have lined up. Piyush calls in from Udaipur and he has some investments in SBI. Piyush, go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Afternoon.
Ma'am, I have 100 shares in price of 308.
Okay.
And my view is 6 to 8 months.
Okay. And when did you buy this approximately?
Sorry?
When did you buy SBI shares?
Ma'am, 308.
Okay, okay. So you're okay with holding it for another 6 to 8 months. Hemant?
Yes, ma'am. 6 to 8 months.
Hemant, over to you. SBI, it was, it's one of the underperforming PSU banking stocks. But give us a sense in terms of where you see it from 6 to 8 months. Weaker from the 261 levels currently, or maybe even higher than the 308 levels that it was bought at.
Some 13 weeks and counting from a high of 335 we are at current levels. Support level was around 275, 262. It's still not stopping. Having said that, some of these stocks are getting oversold, but no near-term respite. But since he has a slightly medium-term outlook, I would suggest a hold with a stop loss of 252 and a target of 283, simply because even if one takes a time price retracement of this fall, I think once it bottoms out, the bounce could be either 38.2 or 50% retracement of this fall, which is on from 335. So there should be a decent bounce coming in. So I would suggest he wait for that bounce, which would as of now be a recovery and not a rally.
Okay, but do you expect the bounce to take it to 308 or above?
308 seems slightly difficult, Ekta. At this current point in time, that looks a bit far-fetched. 283 is my retracement level in terms of the bounce back. If it takes out 291, then one can have a look at around 305. But after 283, 291 needs to be taken out from a weekly point of view, Ekta.
All right, on that note, let's take another quick break. We'll come back in a bit with our two experts are with us and we'll continue answering your queries.
Cnbc TV 18, celebrating 15 years of leading